And the package, you can buy them separate, individual. They come in 11, 12, and 13 pound springs. It also comes with a set of firing pins, okay? And I believe these are all the extra, or they all the same weight firing pins, but it comes with that, a firing pin spring, I should say, okay? And for about under 20 bucks, you know, and I already had placed an order with them for the Hogue grip. I've seen this, I says, hey, you know, I'm gonna do that. So, and this is the original one. I went ahead, Wolf recommends that you replace the highest, the 13 pounder first. You try that out, and then you go down instead of going up. You see how that works for you. This is the original spring, the recoil spring that Ruger comes with. We'll go ahead and take the gun apart real quick. And show you the difference here in the spring. You can see that the Wolf is just a touch larger, but it's more stout though. It appears it has a lot more meat on it, and it comes with the inner spring and the outer spring. Okay, so you don't have to worry about buying or worry about, you know, how it's going to work. I mean, I think I paid, like I say, under 20 bucks. I can tell you this thing works, and that's the whole point of this video, is to enhance your LCP on the cheap, right? Well, we know the fingernail polish was free, and I'm sure everybody's got something like that, or even white out. That's not going to last as long, but you can do anything. And I'm telling you, the front sight, when you add that dot in there, this is the older one, of course, with the lower sights. The newer one has more enhanced sights, but they're still low. It makes a world of difference. It does. I can actually target shoot with it, you know, as opposed to just having it on the range and doing defensive maneuvers. But here's what I did to the barrel. Like I said, it was wearing down. It still got some bluing on it, and I just took some sandpaper, run it across it, and I polished this out, I think up to 1,000 grit paper or 600. And let me show you while I have this out, just because these are little nuances that have bothered me, that I've just noticed here recently. Of course, the gun has a lot of rounds down range. It has a little nick here. Not sure if you can see that. Okay. And it has this little deal here where I actually took a file to it, and actually, because it was actually a gouge, you could feel it with your fingernail. And I don't know if this is going to turn into a problem, or if this is just simply wear and tear. This is pre-springs, by the way. This has happened. And anytime you clean your gun, you always look at wear. At least I do. And that seems to be an issue for me. This right here is kind of making me a little weary of how much more I can put down range through this thing without it starting to slip up. I've never had any slip ups with this thing. No malfunctions, failure to feed, with the exception of 1 or 2 times with Tula ammo before I was reloading, and then one time with my own hand loads, and it was a dirty piece of brass, and it had bulged or something, and I had took it out and took it home and reviewed it and looked at it and trying to figure out what the problem was, but it wouldn't go into full battery with one of the rounds that I had. I typically shoot it about 150 to 200 rounds, at least 50 every time I go to the range, no matter what. Okay, typically 150 rounds on average. All right, we've all seen the Ruger LCP. Like I say again, start looking for wear. You know, my gun's got close to maybe 50, 70 rounds left, and it's got 1,000 rounds in it. You start getting these little boogers on here, and it's starting to concern me a little bit. I have to start inspecting it more. But it's got this little scratch here as of late. This is maybe the last 300 rounds or so. Not even that, about the last 100 rounds. And I'll just keep an eye on it. And let me know in the comments section if any of you guys have found any of those issues on your Ruger and how many rounds you have through it. It's been a great gun. The downside to putting the 13 pounder on it, it's obviously a little bit more harder to pull back. Okay, it's not a big deal. You know, it's a carry piece. It's not something I'm going to go out and see how far I can hit something with. So this thing's really accurate for what it is. You know, a little 8.8 ounce pocket gun. And can't say enough about it. Again, I was going to replace it. I probably will in the future. I'm probably going to go ahead and pick up the newer version of the Ruger LCP as opposed to a, well, I mean, the way everything goes, I might buy a CW 380 or a P380, see how that performs, and buy this LCP, the newer version. And getting back to the CW 380s, because I have a PM9, I got on Car Talk and was talking to a guy, and I actually recommended there's a thread 380. Let's revisit the 380 caliber or something like that. And I recommended this cartridge to him, and he went ahead and picked up a couple boxes. And I was very interested to see, like I say again, I bought this from a guy that it wouldn't cycle through his gun whatsoever, not even hand cycle or anything. And I told him I was interested to see how it performed. He reported back after buying a couple boxes. He threw 20 through it, no problem. And so this will feed, you know, the car. You know, particularly, I don't know, you know, some of them I guess are having issues, but at any rate, it is what it is. And a lot of times it's the user. And but it's been a great gun, and it's an even better gun now. I mean, really. That little white dot right there, does that not add some flavor to it? But at any rate, Ruger LCP, you've seen 1,000 videos. Pick yourself up some Wolf. I'll probably drop the 12 pounder in it next time to see how that performs. I've already got the 13 in it now. Pick yourself up some Wolf compression or the recoil springs. Get yourself a Hogue grip. See how you like it. Then again, I may even pay it forward and, you know, give this thing away. So I like it, but it's not something I'm going to carry. So keep that in mind. It does add a little bit of width to it, you know. And in a defensive situation anyway, you're going to you know, in a defensive situation, it doesn't matter about recoil as long as you're familiar with your firearm, you know, and where it have a lot of drive time with it, a lot of range time with it, to see exactly where that trigger does pull. And I guess the new ones start right about here, but they're still way back there, from what I understand. And they just have newer radius, you know, higher radius to the sights here, and maybe a little bit more contour in the deal, in the slide. But it's a great gun. I'll probably pick up another one, compare the two, but they're a keeper. You know, everything else seems a little bit too heavy for me. I'm all about ultra light, and if I'm going to carry extra rounds with me, I don't think I'll go with the aluminum casings and all this other jazz. You know, this is what I'm carrying. After seeing the Shooting the Bull videos, I'm sorry, you know, I'm brainwashed. This thing works, and God forbid I ever have to find out how well it works on a threat. But you know, statistics show that most of us that carry anyway will never ever get into a situation like that. So it's always nice to know that you have something with you. And yeah, I have larger guns, but this goes with me all the time. Especially you're going to carry around a Glock 19 or a 26, 27 in summertime. Yeah, you probably do. 26 is carryable, 27 size. Obviously, I got both, and very carryable in summertime. But there's just times that you need something like this. And to say that the 380 sucks and simply you just won't carry anything else, then you're just being foolish. Years ago, I remember my dad and his circle of friends that he hung around with, they would be so inclined to carry around a 22. They carry around a 22 pocket gun. All these little mouse guns. 25. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of 25 as far as ballistics and everything, but 22, you know, is a very lethal round. One of the most lethal rounds, actually, as far as statistics, as far as deaths. And, you know, one of the mob's highly sought after guns that they use to execute people with all the time, right? So they carry around 25s, 32s, and now here comes, enter in the new age of the 380. There's nothing wrong with it if you have it on you. There's something wrong with it if you don't have it on you. Then the 380 sucks. If you have it on you, great little gun. Anyway, check out these little upgrades for yourself. They're simple. They're all about $25 total, and you'll love the gun a lot more. Take it easy.